An aligned course features links that are used strategically to access resources both within and outside of the course. Links are clearly identified and set to open either within the same page or in a new window. So, depending on the situation, you can choose, and that should be a decision based on what is the best navigation for your participants. Now, buttons can be added to links to optimize functional page design, to give a nice border, to bring attention to an important link. And basic HTML code is the the highly recommended way to do that. Images could be used, but HTML is much clearer and works better for accessibility on several levels, including those students who would use screen readers to identify where the links are in the page. Additionally, the course navigation menu on the left provides links that are built into Canvas and will direct participants to the different areas in the course. These links are enabled and they are arranged to promote optimal course navigation. And that is a feature we'll look at here in a little bit to show you how you can customize your course navigation menu. Now, here are the things to keep in mind about links in Canvas. Because Canvas takes advantage of the modules area, and really all the content should be accessible or made accessible in the modules area, then links should be reserved only for particular situations that calls for that link. So for example, the home page has a button to start here that once the student selects the button, it takes them to that module. Okay. Another situation here, if I go to my embedding videos page, I've created a link that takes participants to an outside web page. I've titled it the name of this page, and when they select it, it opens up a new page. And in this case, it is a guide from the community, the Canvas community. And so they can close that out. And that is a page that is not made available within the Canvas course. Okay, let's go back to the home page, and I'd like to demonstrate the way to create links that if you've ever dealt with broken links, this is the way to ensure that links will always stay true, or at least to the best that we can in terms of how we set up the links, stay true and not be broken. So you'll go into the page and edit, select the edit button, and if you're starting with a new link, you can move the cursor, or go ahead and move the cursor to your new link, and then title it first. Once you have the title, which is according to accessibility the correct way to set up your link, then if it's an internal link, a link that links to another area within the same Canvas course, you will use the menu to the right to access that item. So in this case, I'll select the Pages drop menu, and I will find a page. And once or let me go back, let me take a step back. You highlight your title and then select the page or the item you'd like to link it to, and you see that it blinks to let you know that the link has been created. I'll go ahead and save that page. Okay, so that's the way to create a link internally, all right? If you already have text, you can always select that text after you edit again and find that internal place, environment, or page or item that you'd like to link to. Highlight it, select the item, save the page. Okay. For external links, you would simply, let me go ahead and edit again. Create your text and use the link to URL page. Select that, and you can paste or type in whatever that website is. So I'll just keep something that I'm familiar with. Insert the link and then save. So if I select that link, it does in fact take me to that outside environment. Okay, now to create a button, the simplest button, HTML button that you can create in Canvas is to just use a HTML snippet, the HTML snippet class equals open quote button close quote or close quote. So if I go in and edit, let me also say that the link, you will create the link first, okay? Once the link is created, you'll go into the HTML editor, and I'll go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to use Control F, or in my case, Command F, and I'm just going to look up new link, and there it is. So this link is within a P tag, with an opening and closing P tag, and within that is an A tag. The A tag says that this is the link that this text is linking to. So in between the A, before the title, I'll go ahead and space one more, and I'll type in class equals open quote button close quote. I will go ahead and save that. So now the link has a button created. There are additional styles that you can add to change the color of buttons and even change the size of buttons. But my goal here is to introduce you to creating buttons in this case. Okay, finally, I will show you how to set links to either open within the page or in a new page. With any link that you've created, you can simply put the cursor somewhere in the link and Control K or Command K. And this displays the URL that you're linking to, the text displayed on the page, the title that shows up when you hover over it, and then the target area. So currently it's set to none. So if it's set to none, it will most likely default to just opening within the page. If you want it to open up in a new window, select new window, select OK, and then save. So now course navigation, when I select it, will open up a new window. And then I can close that out, and that's convenient for links that you would like your students to access without losing where they came from. Okay, so finally, finally, is if you ever need to break a link, simply put the cursor somewhere in the link and select the Remove Link button. It's highly recommended that if you are cleaning out text that you don't want and there are links, to break the link first and then go ahead and delete the text. Okay, so to recap, add links. Oh, let me add one more thing that I wanted to talk about here. Since we're talking about the course navigation menu, because you will have the modules area that has a lot of these items, an aligned course will not have redundancy, okay? So you can make these items not available to your students. So you simply navigate to Settings and select the Navigation tab. And from here, okay, these are all the items that your students have access to. And anything under this paragraph are items that they will not have access to. So you can either select the three-dot menu and disable, which will move that item to the disabled items, or you can select and drag and drop. And once you've gone through and selected the items so that you only have the items pertinent to the course, then you will save this navigation page. Now let me talk a little bit about assignments, discussions, quizzes, pages. Since all of these items are already in the modules area and you've developed your modules area so that the navigation is intuitive for your learners, then you would need to, highly recommended, this is good practice for an aligned course, you will need to disable those items, including discussions, pages, quizzes. Disable those from the course navigation menu. Files, there's really no need to provide access for that, because any files that you want them to access to, you can attach those to whatever items in the modules they'll need to access. Okay, and then what you'll want to do is those items that you do keep, organize them from top to bottom with, again, going back to having good navigation practices, all right? Have some kind of hierarchy that makes sense to your participants, okay? If you're using collaborations and that's something that is important, bring that up, okay? If you're not using conferences, take it out. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish cleaning this up. All right, and then I'll go ahead and save the page. So now I will look at the student view, and now I've created a navigation experience for participants that is intuitive. I have the home page. In this case, I would have just that one link to get them started, and they would also have access to the modules area, and this is where they would have access to pages, discussions, assignments, quizzes, and all of your content for your course. So to now recap on links and buttons. Add links correctly, add links strategically, balance your links with the modules and the course navigation menu. For optimal mobile app navigation, link to the module, not to the item within the module. Create buttons using the HTML code. That works better than creating images and using as buttons. That can also be problematic on touch screens and the mobile app as well. And then enable and arrange the course navigation links for optimal course navigation.